For months, I have been telling you that we will get through this pandemic. We will have learned things. We will have suffered, in many situations, needlessly. But there's going to be some significant reconstruction that needs to take place as we move forward. And I don't know if there's any specific area where it's going to be so critical as in that world of learners. Our kindergartners and our elementary schools, our middle schools and our high schools, but our college kids too. And the people that are going into trades and going into any kind of education to advance their ability to do what they want to do in their vocation. Education is going to be different. And part of it is because it's been dismantled. It's been dismantled by draconian policies like school closures and lockdowns. But how are we going to go forward? How are we going to reconstruct? The achievement gaps have been, if you will, magnified. This isn't something that can be replaced. You can't take a 4-year-old who's learning how to interface with adults and fellow classmates and kids. You don't just get to snap your finger and say, oh, here, we'll give you that year back. We'll just have you do first grade over again. It doesn't work that easy, folks. We have literally excised a year, one of the most important formative years out of a lot of kids' lives. And it didn't need to happen. So as we go forward, we are going to have to build bridges, come up with new ways. We're going to rely on parents like never before, and we should. But you know, where has been the bright, shining beacon over the last year when it comes to education? It's been for those parents and families that have had access to choice. It's been a lot of our schools that aren't just same old cookie cutter approach. We're looking at charter schools and private schools. These kids have been in school and they've flourished. But you know what didn't flourish in those settings? COVID. There is data over and over and over again. These schools that stayed open were not super spreaders. They were not transmitting the disease, and the teachers weren't falling ill. So get rid of that notion right away. Right now, we need to think about choices for parents. And you know what else we did? We lost the ability for early detection. And when I say early detection, I'm talking about those kids who aren't going to flourish in standard learning centers, the kids who fell through the cracks. We didn't detect those that needed extra attention. But you know who else we didn't detect? The kids getting beat up at home. Our teachers and our schools are one of the most critical pieces of identifying who's in trouble at home from abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse. And you know who else? The suicides. 1 out of every 4 kids between the age of 15 and 25 is thinking about ending their lives. There's got to be some serious reconstruction. It didn't have to be this way. But in doing the reconstruction, don't for a moment think that we can replace the year of life that has been taken from so many kids.